We're going behind the headlines and the highlights of the presidential debate. We have leaders from both parties here on the show today. And we begin with the chairman of Hamilton County's Republican Party, Alex Triantafilou. Alex, good morning. Good to see you.
Good morning, Sheila. Good to be with you.
So start with some takeaways for you from the debate last night.
Well, obviously I'm a big supporter of the president. I thought the president was strong last night. Look, this was combat. It's what you were going to expect from two people like this that really have very differing views of the United States. Obviously, we think President Trump's vision is the right one. You heard Joe Biden talk about more lockdowns, mandates nationally on masks, all kinds of other things that would slow our economy, keep our kids from going back to school. That's not the future for this country. We've seen Joe Biden have 47 years, Sheila, to fix these problems. He's really done nothing. And Donald Trump, we have, a leader, not a politician necessarily, but a leader who's willing to push forward an agenda. And he's done that for 4 years. So, I look forward to more debates and hashing out these issues.
Okay, so let's get into a few specifics. First of all, it was so full of interruptions and the two talking over each other that sometimes it was hard to even understand what they were saying. Does anybody get anything out of that?
Well, yeah, I think if you kind of listen carefully what the messaging was from both sides, you'll see just a clear distinction between the two visions for the future. Again, the one thing that people should focus on is that Joe Biden's a career politician and this other person is not that person. Donald Trump's been a businessman, a successful businessman. So again, you get a clear view of who they are. Again, if you're judging these things based on personality, that's the wrong way to do it. You should evaluate what they're standing for and what they're about. I could also, Sheila, candidly could have been without a lot of the interruptions. I think that on both sides that didn't work well. I thought the moderator should have taken greater control to the extent that he could. I know that was tough given the personalities involved. But these are two people that were headed for a big clash. They've had their first one. I think as you see the next couple of debates unfold, you'll see more talk about the issues.
Well, you mentioned President Trump scoring some points as being a Washington outsider, and I think a lot of analysts would agree with you on that this morning. But there's also a lot of buzz this morning about the fact that he would not renounce white supremacy last night. What do you think of the president telling this group, this white supremacist group, the Proud Boys, to stand by?
No, I think that was is being mischaracterized very candidly. The president has been very strong in condemning white supremacy. This is something, frankly, Sheila, that the Democrats and the liberals have done for a long time to Republicans. They call us this name. They call us racist because they're afraid of Donald Trump's performance with African-American voters. He's done very well, by the way, compared to Republicans in recent years with African-American voters. We just had a big Republican African-American event here in Hamilton County. He's done very well. So this has become a talking point. This was all just part of the interaction and the debate and the interruptions, and Donald Trump wasn't going to take anybody's bait. He's hardly a white supremacist. He has been about equality his whole life. You saw record unemployment for African Americans under his presidency. So some of this is just the politics of the left trying to take down Republicans.
Well, do you hope that we might see some changes in the next debate, whether it's in the tone, the combativeness, the format? I mean, just something that would help voters hear a little bit more about the issues.
Yeah, I do. I mean, and I understand that feeling. I had it a little bit myself last night. I wanted to really hear both sides kind of articulate their position. And the reason I wanted that is because I know our positions are the right ones. I know that the Republican vision of free markets and a free economy and opening back up our economy and letting our kids go back to school, all of those things would sell with the American people. I think that came through okay, but we should have a better opportunity to do that when there's not all this kind of crosstalk.
Frankly, I think it comes through better when you say it, Alex. But we're going to have Aftab Purival here in our next half hour, and he'll stick by the Democratic point of view, and we expect that from both of you. But do you think events like the debate last night actually change any voters' minds or make somebody who's undecided go one way or the other?
I think that's a big conversation in politics, how many minds are unchanged. And I think so. I think if you're watching it last night, and if you think a career politician who was there for 40 plus years as a senator and a vice president, and now going to actually talk about fixing America's problems or moving us forward, I mean, you have that contrast. So I think in that sense, you can make your decision based on that alone. And that is that this man's been there a long time, that is Joe Biden, and really not taken on the challenges of the country. So I think in that way, we could have changed some minds last night.
Well, if there's anything here to celebrate today, it's our Cincinnati Reds. I know you're a big Reds fan, Alex.
Got my Reds cufflinks on, and I'm ready to go today.
All right, go Reds. Thanks for your time, Alex. We'll see you soon.
Happy to do it.
All right.
Thank you.